fantastic. Well, and I know most people would wonder how can you learn and retain that information. And again, I know from my time with you over these years and everything that I'd heard from Master Hans Figueiredo and Grandmaster Kernstreck, again, you've got an unnatural ability for remembering and duplicating information. So I know for myself, that amount of information could be hard for one person to hold, but you do have an uncanny skill for actually acquiring and retaining information. I know when you quote things to me, you can quote the book and near enough the page. I haven't said it to you in the past, but I tell the instructors that I work with, and then we say, that's page 55. Wow, shit, it's page 56.
Yeah.
So that's not quite normal. So useful.
It's useful. Yeah. It's something I have from when I was a child. The things that interest me, I have to read once, and it's like I put it here and it's there forever.
Yeah.
The things that don't interest me, I cannot remember.
Yeah.
So could not remember what I've eaten yesterday, for example. So it's just an ability I got. I have to thank for it. But I'm very aware that not everybody has that ability.
Yeah.
So I want to make clear that although I study all these lineages, I'm not mixing anything.
Yeah.
So I'm teaching as a separate program the Yip Man Wing Chun system. So and not the whole Yip Man Wing Chun. I don't speak for the whole Yip Man Wing Chun lineages around there. I speak for the last student of the late Grandmaster Yip Man, the Leung Ting system.
Yeah.
So I can provide people with 100% the Leung Ting system, and I can talk a little bit and show a little bit about Wang Q system and a little bit about Wing Chun Leung system, but I don't have complete that viewpoint. But at least Leung Ting system, right?
Yeah.
And then if the people want to learn Yun Kai San Wing Chun or San Leung Wing Chun, I can give that.
Yeah.
If the people want to learn the Tang Yik Wing Chun system, I can provide that.
Yeah.
But I always say, if I teach, this is from this lineage, this is from this lineage, this is this viewpoint, because I don't like to mix, I like to preserve these pieces. I'm very aware, pretty aware that not everybody has the ability to learn all these lineages.
Yeah.
So some come to me for the Yip Man Wing Chun,
Yeah.
some come to me only for Tang Yik Wing Chun,
Yeah.
some come to me for Yun Kai San Wing Chun.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and I can vouch for that, because I know I contacted you to continue my studies of Leung Ting Yip Man system, and then due to our connection and your almost mental research and knowledge and the other things, you whetted my appetite, and I could clearly see our visit here has been quite clear.
Yeah.
At this period of time we train this, at this period of time we train that, and there isn't a mixture that will show where you think there are strengths or weaknesses, which is useful for me to learn from, and a source of reference for me.
So it's important for me to retain piece of culture and to be very strict with that, and not mix things up. I don't like to make a chop suey mix of things. So many people thought that in the past. Oh, he's mixing everything together, but no, really keeping it separate.
Which masters have you studied under here? Because I know you have studied under a number of masters in China and Hong Kong.
So like I said before, the first people I studied with was the Wang Q lineage, so that's one. And that was Sifu Sergio at the time, and Grandmaster Wang Q himself. And the second one from the Yip Man lineage, Grandmaster Leung Ting. Of course, like I said, all the other German instructors and Italian instructors that I will not mention now, because it's too long the list. But the instructors from the DWTO, so Grandmaster Leung Ting, then went into the Siulam Wing Chun, they call Siulam Wing Chun. Was Grandmaster Chen Kwong, who taught me the Sampai Fat form and some Qigong and some meditation, and mainly the Lo family lineage of Wing Chun from his Sifu, Grandmaster Bayan. Then the Tang Yik lineage from the Tang family. I studied the pole, the Luk Dim Pung Kwan, under Grandmaster Tang Shumpai, and the rest of the system, the two-man sets, the dummy, all the rest under Grandmaster Sun Yisou. Then I studied the Yun Kai San Wing Chun system and Sam Leung Wing Chun system, and the Fukin Wing Chun Bakwok system under Sifu Cliff Yip, who is very, very knowledgeable also in many other southern Chinese martial arts systems, and really also himself really an encyclopedia of Wing Chun and Hungar and you name it. So I really found somebody that I can discuss hours and hours with. Also, Grandmaster Suniso is really knowledgeable because he also has a whole side of Okinawan martial arts background. So that were my main. Okay, on the side I met through my research many other people. So the last trip I made, right, I met Sifu Function, who was 90 years old now, and he basically accepted me as a student to study the Gulo Wing Chun system. So there are on the side some other Sifus I study with, but I don't name them as now my main source of information because it's sporadically that I visit them and I study with them.
Yeah.
Of course I get information, but the people I listed before are really my main Sifus that I studied years and years on.
Yeah. Okay, that's quite a considerable list, and authorities, all of them are such authorities in their field.
Yeah, yeah.
They're very interesting.
Like to think so.
Yeah, yeah.
Hope to think so.
Yeah, I can see. I mean, obviously, worth it while to travel here and uproot and live here. It's been a fascinating sort of background, and it's lovely being here. You know, I'm a Wing Chun enthusiast, a little bit more than an enthusiast, and so finally being in Hong Kong and now China and studying is terrific, and just absorb the culture and get a feel for the place. You know, so I've got to thank you again for your time, and I'm sure the audience will love everything they've heard. I certainly do. I get absorbed by it. I mean, the hours disappear. I mean, we clock up a lot of hours of training.
Goes quicker.
It does. I'm here with one of my senior instructors, Dave Bright. So afterwards, at night, even last night, I mean, we had a distinct lack of sleep. But before going to bed, we make sure we do half an hour, run through the material again, wake up. What's the first thing we do? Do some training. But then in the day, if we're not training, it's talking. I mean, it's a total absorption in Wing Chun, and not just necessarily Wing Chun. I mean, Sifu Sergio doesn't say it clearly here. However, he is literally like a walking encyclopedia of martial arts. Now, we touched on something with regards to judo and jiu-jitsu the other day, and you know, it was an avalanche of information. So, you know, Dave and I were then commenting that, you know, yeah, we'd heard stuff that we'd never heard before, and I thought, you know, I was reasonably well researched and read on subjects. However, I was starting to realise there's a lot more depth out there. So again, Sifu Sergio, I'd really like to thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And to everyone else, enjoy watching.